Okay, I found another famous social media person here.
Bonjour.
And how many followers do you have?
On YouTube, I have about 55K, something like this.
Okay, and YouTube's your primary, or?
Yes, I also have Telegram, but it's in Russian for the Russians.
Ah, okay. You don't do TikTok or Instagram?
No, not
Okay.
really.
I do YouTube, but TikTok, Instagram's my main one.
Yeah.
So how did you end up in Russia, and how did you end up at SPIEF? What did you think of SPIEF?
I ended up in Russia because I really like the culture, and I thought that I couldn't live in France anymore after seeing how dangerous it's become and how uncomfortable it is to live in France nowadays. So I ended up in Russia 2.5 years ago, and to the SPIEF through Maria Butina, of course. So I think it's a very interesting event, especially because there are lots of foreigners who come and who can admire how Russia is. So it's a good way to open Russia to other countries, and I hope that the Westerners are looking also.
I haven't seen many Westerners here,
No, not
actually.
so many, yes.
I've been to other events. I've been to the Oil and Gas Forum. I've been to the St. Petersburg Legal Forum, and there were
But-
more foreigners at
Yes.
those ones.
Yes.
Sorry, more Westerners. I see foreigners here, but not so many Westerners.
Yes, yes, but they are excluding themselves because they are welcome in Russia, and that's very clear. I think Russia is still open to them, and it's just a question of if they want to come or not.
Now, what made you leave France? I used to travel quite a bit, but because of my situation, I haven't really been anywhere for the last, say, 20 years. So I haven't been to France since 2005 or so. And I know it was like then, and there were issues, but it was still a livable place. In fact, I was in France in 2009. I spent 3 months there.
Oh, 3 months, yeah.
And I was in Nice and I forget where else, but it was very livable. I didn't.
Yeah, Nice is a different place. I mean, I was speaking about Paris or Marseille.
Sorry,
or
no, I was not in Nice. I was in. Sorry, I don't know where my brain was. I was in Tours.
Yeah, but it really depends
And
on
Nantes.
the cities. For example, I was living in Montpellier. Montpellier is very difficult because we have a huge migrant population there, and so it becomes very dangerous for women to walk alone in the evening. And just the comfort of life is just so much higher in Russia that I don't see any.
So you feel safer here?
I feel safer. Everything is more comfortable, more efficient. So why would I come back? I just love the Russian culture also.
Why'd you choose Russia instead of some other part of France?
I lived a lot abroad, not even only in France. I lived in Quebec for 7 months. I lived in Sweden, in Germany, and I was always looking for the place where I could settle, basically. And in Russia, it's the only country where I lived more than 3 months and never wanted to move out.
Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna leave it short because this is for TikTok and people have short attention spans. But thank you.